And I'm recording.
Beautiful.
7:22.
Hey, you won't even need to do that because it's just us two. There shouldn't be much to edit.
Start recording. Cool.
There we go.
Welcome to Last Call Kinda. I'm your host, Gerard Morgan. Joined with me, the lovely Greg Masterza. Greg, how are you?
I am excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We don't have these two dipshits here with us today. Drew is dealing with Texas being frozen over, and Nick is, napping or something?
We haven't heard from Nick. And I mean, he hasn't responded to this group chat in probably 2 weeks. So
He might be dead.
we're not sure. He answers the other one occasionally, but he hasn't answered the podcast one. So
Yeah, he might actually be dead, which could be a genuine concern for Nick. I mean, lives in Philly, drives DoorDash all day. I don't know, roads are slick out there. He might actually be in a ditch dead somewhere.
Well, and the way they're salting these roads down, at least in South Philly, they're straight up just dropping salt on the middle of the road, which is the part where tires don't go. So Philly is at it again with their A+ work and taking care of the city streets.
Speaking of Philly, we'll talk a little bit later down the road about the atrocious deal that they made for Carson Wentz. But I want to talk about, before we get into like everything else that we're going to be talking about. Drew or Greg, I read Drew's name on my phone and then I looked up at you and I said Drew.
Nice.
Greg, we said we were going to record at 7. At 6:58, I woke up from a nap and Amanda's like, "What time are you doing your podcast?" I'm like, fuck. Then I look at my phone and see that you text me. I'm like, oh God.
God. It's happening. It's happening.
And then I'm like, I gotta take Dexter out. I gotta fucking take a shit myself. I gotta fucking set up my computer. My computer took forever to load. So that's where my life is at right now.
Yeah, we should probably address where we've been the last few weeks. What's been going on?
Where have we been the past? Have we been anywhere? I've been here.
No, I mean, like, why we haven't been recording.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
It feels as if like 3 times me or you were like, yeah, we should record. And everyone was like, yeah. And then we always record on Thursday nights, I feel, typically.
Yeah, Tuesday.
And then Thursday night comes and fucking Friday morning goes by. And then the day we typically release the podcast on Saturday fucking flies by. And then Monday we go, we should probably record this week. And then it's fucking wash, rinse, repeat the past like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, it's like, I would say like, yeah, let's do it. Let's record this week, and then wouldn't push it because I was like, the last 2 weeks have been midterm weeks, and like just been kicking my ass. So I was like, if I don't have to take an hour and a half out of my weekend of studying to edit out Nick interrupting you 17 times and all the dead air that we get throughout the show, I was like, I will take that time to just study.
Yeah,
but I definitely wasn't pushing hard for it. I finished midterms, the last of 6 midterms yesterday, last 2. So I was like, hey, we should record this week. I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to make up and do because I didn't do it because I was studying for other stuff. So I was like, hey, you know what? I could probably find time this week to do a podcast. It's a blizzard. We'll figure it out.
So that's where we've been. Greg has been doing midterms. Drew has been trying to figure out how to drive in the snow. And Nick is, again, like we said, I had no idea where Nick is. Nick just ignores all of our texts.
But we should probably give a quick shout out to Drew, though, because we're not sure if he's actually surviving right now. He's apparently taken in 7,500 Texans into his house. Yeah. Because he's the only one that's lived out of Texas and knows how to deal somewhat with the snow. So
yeah, all them Texas towns there with the big ass trucks and big ass knobby tires and geeky ass Texans don't know how to drive in a 1/4 inch of snow. Meanwhile, grandmas up here in Philly are driving their slam fucking Civics with 2 inches of ground clearance through 4 feet of snow. Figure it out, Texas. Figure it out.
Man, you would think like it'd be a Texas thing to just have like chains on your tires at all times.
Yeah, all times. Although, so my buddy in my other group chat does live in Texas. I think coincidentally, him and Drew live maybe 10 minutes away. They don't know each other, but I genuinely think they live like 10 minutes away. And
we don't know that. He could be living at his house right now. He could be cooped up in Drew's house.
No, because he actually is taking in people of his own because they don't have power either. But yeah, 2 different friend groups. They fucking don't know each other, but I genuinely think they live like 10 minutes away from each other. he said that the state of Texas does not own a plow. He sent me pictures of his street, and his street is literally just 2 inches of solid ice.
Yes, at this point, it's like at this point, like if I lived in Texas, I'd have my skates out and I'd be just ripping it up.
Skate to work.
Literally.
I don't know.
That's funny. I mean, like I feel like my goal eventually is to move down south and work when I become a physical therapist because I want to get out of the city.
Right.
But like I feel like if I went down there, like I'd either find a Home Depot or something that sold rock salt, or I'd drive to the nearest state north to pick up like 6 bags of rock salt, maybe a shovel for snow, and just have it just in case, because you never know.
The problem with that is like the next nearest state north is like 7 hours away.
Yeah. Well, Amazon delivers everything, so I mean, I'm sure you can figure that out.
True that.
I'm sure
Also, our boy Connor, friend of the show, Connor.
Friend of the show, Connor.
He also lives in Texas, I believe, and we completely just did not talk about him. I didn't even text him, see if he's okay. I hope he's okay.
Connor could survive. I don't worry about Connor. Like Connor, I have no worries about Connor surviving anything or anywhere.
Drew the military, yeah, worried about him.
Like, dude, Connor and his was it $2 Tuesdays or whatever? Tuesdays, yeah. Look, if the man survived that in undergrad, he'll survive anything.
You're right, that's true. But Connor, if you're listening, probably aren't. I hope you're okay.
Connor, we know you're okay. It's not a matter of I know you're okay.
Drew, you're fucked though.
He's not recording tonight, so he must be.
Yeah. He might not even have power. That's why he can't record right now.
Yeah, he didn't answer us because his phone's been dead for 6 hours. It's great because I'm going to still text him tomorrow or Saturday morning, be like, "Yo, can you send me the
podcast
Instagram post
photo?"
Yeah. For all of you that didn't know that, Drew makes all those photos. So
if you hate them, tell Drew, and if you love them,
we say thank you because we did it. You made that. I made that.
Yeah. It was all us. All right, so we texted them and we're like, hey, I want to record a podcast. And they're like, I have 45 people at my house, and Nick never responded. So Greg was like, let's just do it together. So just the 2 of us, the boys, the original OG GMs are fucking just do the podcast today. So this is not going to be some scientific bullshit. This is going to be, it's not going to be an interview. It's not going to be, so if you want the interviews and all that stuff, just listen to an older episode or something.
Yeah, this is going to be just us 2 talking.
It's going to be us, the 2 of us riffing for another 40 minutes probably.
If anyone that's listening to this worked with us, like shifts together at IBC or at Tough, like it's going to be like one of those shifts. We're going to probably talk about, well, we got to talk about the trade. I don't know anything about the trade, but Gerard's going to talk about the trade. Then we're probably going to talk about wrestling.
Old school wrestling.
Old school wrestling. We'll touch on fantasy hockey. Just because I feel like we can do that.
So I also say old school wrestling. If there's anyone like 30 or older that listening, it's probably like not that old. Like I don't know.
Well, we're gonna go Attitude Era and
Attitude Era. There
Attitude Era, maybe some Ruthless Aggression, but
it'll be a good time. All right, so let's get into it. The Wentz trade. Pennsylvania is no more. Pennsylvania has gone to Winciapolis. We'll
work on it.
Someone will come up.
We'll work on it.
Someone smarter than us will come up with it. So Wentz has gone to Indiana Colts. He's a Colt. For a bucket of balls and a conditional bucket of balls, where if so they're getting a 3rd round pick, basically a bag of balls. And then a conditional 2nd round pick. And that 2nd round pick, that conditional part, is if Wentz plays 70% of the season and they make the playoffs, then we get a 1st round pick.
Wentz is going to get hurt 3 weeks into it.
So it's because our team was always terrible and he's always running for his life. He now has an all-pro offensive line. Lots of he's got T.Y. Hilton, he's got Michael Pittman Jr., he's got a running back who they actually use. He's got Frank Reich, who put him in that I almost said Hall of Fame. That was wild. Dude, don't delete that part. Don't delete that part. But not Hall of Fame. Fucking MVP season. he's got Frank Reich at the helm, so like he'll be good. The Colts probably going to win the Super Bowl.
Could you imagine?
Heard it here first.
Last time we made a prediction.
I wasn't far. Was not far off.
I mean, yeah, this is true.
Not far
I forgot
off.
you actually weren't far off.
My last prediction was the Eagles were going to win the NFC East with 4 wins. Who won the NFC East? The Washington football team.
Football team.
Censoring myself, I'm learning. With what? 6 wins?
You're asking me? Probably.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Who cares? It's the Washington football team. But where was I going with this? Oh, he's on the Colts. So they're going to go to the Super Bowl. So but because they're that conditional second round pick that turns into a first round pick if he plays 70% of his snaps and they make the playoffs, that pick's going to be like 30th of the first round. So it's so basically the Eagles are getting a bag of used balls, and then potentially a bag of like new balls for Carson Wentz, who they are now taking a $10 million cap hit. Like, the whole thing is just fucking fucked. The Eagles got fleeced. The Chris Ballard, the GM for the Indianapolis Colts, is a genius.
Is he a genius, or is Eagles management just that dumb?
He's really good. He knows what he's doing.
I mean, clearly, because
he signs a lot of really good talent. The running back, the Johnson. Yeah, one of you guys will know it.
they won't.
Not Naeem Hines, the other one. He's big. Michael Pittman Jr. got injured, but he's going to be a beast next year.
Watch him get J.J. Watt.
Sign J.J. Watt. Their offensive line's incredible. They have a Quentin Nelson who just like eats bricks and hammers for breakfast and just pancakes people all day. Like their offensive line's incredible.
Connor should be his coach.
I think Quentin Nelson might eat Connor. Like that's how. Like,
yeah, but not if Connor's eating dirt in front of him.
Fair.
Call back.
Good point. Call back. Deep pull.
That's season fall. Season fall.
Yeah.
So
this is the best part. The Eagles now have Jalen Hurts as the quarterback.
Hurts in his name, so he's definitely getting hurt.
Number 2 is QB1, right? Until the Eagles inevitably draft a quarterback in the 6th pick of the fucking first round. And we go through this all over again. You sons of motherfucking bitches.
Can I tell you what would have been funnier? Is if they somehow worked Nick Foles back into the picture and brought him back to Philly.
That was a thing. They were pushing that with the Bears.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. That was a thing. The Bears are pushing together a trade that involved Nick Foles to the Eagles for Carson Wentz. The city of Philadelphia would have exploded.
Oh, I would have loved it. It would have been hilarious.
People love Nick Foles. There's a statue of him outside. I love Nick Foles. That man made me cry in front of like a grown man crying in the middle of the street.
He made me a lot of money.
It probably did. I wouldn't doubt it. But
not gambling, by the way.
I mean, he made me a lot of money doing that too.
Yeah,
but
not the gamble.
It's not a surprise what he is. He's not the best. He's not a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He can't win games for the whole season. That's why he comes in the fourth quarter. He's a closer. He's Mariano Rivera. He's a closer. He comes in the fourth quarter, the last half of the season, and he'll win a few games. It's going to take a lot of luck and good defense, but damn it, he'll do good enough to not lose the game, but he's not going to win the game.
But wasn't Mariano Rivera like one of the best closers ever, in MLB history?
Yeah, he's a great closer. Bring him in. Last 3 games of the season, bring him in. Fine with that.
and then the Super Bowl.
Yep, fine with that.
He's going to catch a touchdown pass from
Trey Burton.
Yeah, Trey Burton, who was a Bear at one point. Or is a Bear now. I don't know which one.
Was a Bear. He got traded to the Bears after he threw a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Is he playing with Nick Foles right now?
Don't think he's on the Bears anymore. I think he got traded from the Bears too.
because that would have been great if they were just like regular season. Like, hey, let's pull a Philly special.
Let's just keep doing that.
let's do it 7 times. See if it works.
The to tie it all full circle here, full circle. I think the Bears are the first one to do the Philly special, that play.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Eagles just copied that like 2 years before the Eagles did it. They did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so full circle.
But it's going Philly special. It was funny. I was on Facebook, and it was probably like 2 weeks ago. One of my buddies shared a picture, and he was just like, "Man, take me back to this." And it's him kissing the Super Bowl championship, whatever it's called, a Lombardi Trophy.
Yep.
Because he's their their head equipment manager or whatever, and like he was there at that, like he was on the parade buses with them when they were like going around. This is the best time of his life. So you got so much fun.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, that would have been a great time. Speaking of Lombardi, Lombardi's daughter, the guy who created the Lombardi Trophy.
I saw this.
Who the fuck are you?
You're gonna tell Tom Brady, who, let me tell you, now that Tom Brady is not a Patriot, I was all in on Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I was all in.
I hope he wins 10 more Super Bowls. I want to see drunk Tom on a boat every year.
The best was someone said send him to Dallas and see if he can really work his magic.
God, yeah.
Could you imagine if he went to the Cowboys and he took them to a Super Bowl and they won?
At this point, if I'm Tom Brady, I'm doing 1-year contracts with 10 different teams for the rest of my career.
But Gronk's got to go with them.
That's fine. Gronk, come along. Gronk's just standing there holding his helmet, like Gronk. Yeah, Gronk, come on.
Gronk tire.
Come on.
Tire.
No, Gronk, come on. You gotta hit your head into things. Come on.
He's the other guy too that I couldn't stand on the Patriots, and it was just because I was like, "Yo, you're such a bro," and I think it's just because the Patriots don't like you. And then like he goes and he's on the Buccaneers, and I'm like, "Yo, go Gronk." Team Gronk.
He's good enough to talk the shit, and like he's good enough at talking the shit. Where like it's not that big. Like his Instagram posts of like him and Gronk walking on the airplane or on the runway with "Bad Boys for Life" by Diddy in the background, like
the same one they did 2 years ago or whatever.
And then the first touchdown that they throw to each other in the Super Bowl, you just hear the background bow 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 now. Bad Boys for Life. It's like, you motherfucker, you cheeky bastards, you.
Actually, fun Super Bowl stat. Did you see that was the first ever touchdown pass thrown in the first quarter?
Yeah, he scored 3 points before, the Patriots in all of their Super Bowls, like of Tom Brady, scored like 3 points in the first quarter.
That's incredible.
Yeah, the incredible part is like the Eagles Patriots Super Bowl, the score was like 44-38. Like the score was so high, and
no one scored in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was atrocious. Yeah, it was wild.
Bad trade.
Fun
callbacks. Bad trade.
Eagles are gonna get fucked. We're gonna draft a fucking quarterback in the 6th overall, and then Jalen Hurts is gonna get traded to like the Cowboys or something. Is
Fletcher Cox still playing?
Yeah.
At one point does like a guy like Fletcher Cox just say, "Yo, screw this team, I'm out"?
I'm pretty sure he secured a bag, so they paid him a good penny.
Okay, so at this point he's like, "Yo, I got my Super Bowl. You know what? I'll deal with the bad at this point." He's like, "I took my good."
I think his contract's up in like a year or two. He'll probably ask for an asinine amount of money, like so much money, and at that point we'll probably be like, "Fuck you, bro. Can't pay that."
Yeah, go play with Brady in in Arizona.
Yeah, but who knows? We'll see. That was the thing of the 2017 season. Like the cap was a mess, but Howie Roseman like figured it out, and Howie was a genius, and he was doing all this really cool stuff. And then all that cool, like he immediately turned into the worst person imaginable when he drafted Jalen Hurts.
Nothing quite like starting a QB controversy that you don't need.
You know what they say: you have 2 QBs, you have no QBs.
You dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Pip Cheerio and all that, you know.
God, this is where Nick says something stupid usually.
Yeah. Welcome. This is Last Call Kinda. I'm your host. Yeah.
I got a question for you real quick.
What's up?
How does it feel that we had probably about a 20-minute conversation and you didn't get interrupted once?
That was incredible. It's a good time. Man, talking about things without fucking Nick. Drew does it every now and then. Drew, I think, just like genuinely like misses that I'm talking. Nick, I think, does it on purpose.
Nick's just like, yo, Gerard's making a point. Press the button.
I think Drew just gets like super eager. He's like, "Oh, you're saying something. I'm gonna talk next. I'm talking next. Oh, I'm so ready. I'm just gonna." And then he just like vibrates it out of his face.
He just gets excited. He's like, "I want to talk. I got a point. I got a point."
And then Nick is just like, "Bah." It's fucking.
Nick's like, "F Gerard."
Yeah. Yeah. So electric. Them not being here. If you guys like us more, we could start our own podcast and kick them out, and we could probably also get a sponsorship by fnxfit.com.
Oh yeah, because we scream fnxfit.com. 15%. Last call 15.
Last call 15% off.
I gotta say, I do miss Drew's Drew's drop-ins, because the last episode we recorded, I was cracking up when I was editing it, because every time I was like, I know it's coming out because I heard it. And I was like, do they know it's coming? I was like, I don't know. They probably shut it off by now, but these are great.
Yeah, if you ever hear Drew start talking, just click if you're listening on Spotify, just click that little skip ahead 15.
Or click the link to take you to fnxfit.com.
For 15% off.
15 for 15% off your order.
So skip ahead 15 or get 15% off. Your choice. Save money or lose money. Your choice.
Yep.
All right. What's next are we talking about? Hockey. The hockey has 300 too many games. There's
as a baseball fan, you're going to tell me that?
So yes, I'm a baseball fan, but I don't play anymore. I don't play fantasy baseball.
Do you want to play
also no, that's a lie. I do play fantasy baseball because you set the fucking the team for a week. Like, you don't, like, I have to go in every fucking day and set the thing.
And half the time you don't.
I don't. I try and do it a week out, and then I look back at my thing, and 17 of the games were postponed because of COVID.
Yeah, well, this is a bad year for that.
It's atrocious. I looked at my roster the other day. I have, like, the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, they were out for, like, 2.5 weeks.
Right. I had, like, 4 people on my fucking starting.
Well, that's a problem there, because the Devils are not good.
Right, but I had like their like number one goal scorer. Like, granted, he's not getting a lot, but I forget who
Hughes or
sounds familiar. I don't know. Yeah, come on. But
no, that's fair. That's fair.
And then I have 4 goalies. I feel as if that's one too many goalies, but my 4 goalies are like and then the one's hurt, and I don't want to like drop him because it doesn't say in that little thing that like tells you information on him, like what the injury is, and it doesn't give a timetable of like, oh, he's out for the rest of the year. It just says like out, but it's set out for the past 6 weeks. So I'm like, I'm about to cut him.
Did you put on IR?
Yeah, but like now he's just on IR. So like, why do I need him? I don't know.
Who's your goalie?
Mrazek.
Oh, Mrazek, yeah.
Him. I mean, I have 3 others too, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that's injured.
Oh, he's day-to-day now.
Good.
He's getting back. But
so I'm 2-3. I'm pretty sure you're 3-2, and Drew is also 3-2.
Yeah.
But I think if I remember correctly, Drew has the cupcakiest schedule so far. I think like 600 points are scored against them.
I don't think he's got a lot scored against. I know up until last week I was getting wrecked. Like I was like top 3 scored against.
Right.
Drew's got 100 less than me. And that's 827. That's like he's like bottom 3, I think.
Yeah. I have 902 against.
Yeah, I'm 927.
This Brandon Rivera guy, he's your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin.
Yeah. He's got a cupcake schedule too, and he's getting cooked 0-for-5.
Wait, did you also see he's put up 600 points?
Yeah.
He texts, or no, we were playing PlayStation the other night, or like whenever you played him that week, And he was like, tell your manager Gerard. He's like, tell him half my team's on a COVID protocol. And he's like, I'm beating him. And I was like, well, Gerard hasn't set his team this week. He's got like 25 points on his bench. And then you beat him. And I was like, Bradley, you may want to walk that one back.
Yeah, so Brandon, go fuck yourself if you're listening to this. What's up? What you know about this?
Brandon, one of our like few YouTube listeners. Shout out Brandon for listening on the YouTube.
Who listens on YouTube? Why are you listening on YouTube?
Dude, it was great. I tell you what, I don't know, but the one day he was over, you remember a few weeks ago, it was right after we got the FNX sponsorship.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I heard I was watching, or I had the most recent podcast on. And so I was like, wait a second. I was like, you listen on YouTube? He's like, yeah. I was like, whoa, hold on. Wait a second. Someone listens. I knew I was posting these videos for a reason, because it's not just me giving those likes and the views.
How many views do we have on any of the YouTube?
Bro, we average like maybe 2 or 3 a video, and one of them's me, and the other one's my cousin.
And it's definitely because like it buffers at one point, and he just refreshes the page.
That's why I literally sent a text to you guys like, yo, if you're at work, just throw it on in the background, mute it. I don't care. Like the video, just make me feel better about taking like 25 minutes to make this video happen.
That's funny. I'm sorry. Yeah, so do that. If you guys like us, if you know us, go ahead and help Greg out, would you?
Yeah, pump those numbers.
Pump those. You got to pump you up. All right. So
yeah, I mean, that was it for the hockey. I mean, like, one thing I want to say is the NHL's done a piss poor job of handling all this so far. The Canadian division's been great though, because Canada, I mean, Canada's still like basically on lockdown, so it's hard for them to have like the same situation US is having, where like US is letting fans into the game. And I think it's insane that like some of them are doing that. Like New York's doing it, like the Rangers. Mm-hmm. You can't eat inside, but you can go to a stadium and watch a game. And I'm just like, why?
Because COVID's fake. Why? Like,
I'm just like, how? If you're not letting one happen, how are you letting the other happen? I was like, it's just.
You know what I just realized? Was the last episode we have the episode that we told everyone that Drew had COVID? What if people thought that Drew died? Oh my God, Drew didn't die yet.
No. Oh, he did post a picture on the Instagram.
Oh, okay. Of him?
Oh, no, it was of the Well, I mean, they had to know it was a Drew picture because it was FNX products. And you know, after he drops the link and the code in the episode 17 times, right, he has to be posted it.
That's right.
And it was Flyers, like, come on, out of the 4 of us, who's the biggest Flyers fan?
There's literally a Flyers logo over your left shoulder.
I mean, yeah.
Like it's a Flyers pennant right now. You have a pennant of a Flyers on your back wall.
There is. But I also have one of like the Coyotes, the Wild, the Penguins, the Thrashers, RIP Thrashers, now Winnipeg Jets.
So you're just like a hockey fan in general, or what?
I mean, at this point, I am anymore. Like, I'll cheer for the Flyers because like, I live in the city. Like, you know, they're still my team because like, I grew up with them. But like, I don't even watch the games anymore. I'm just like,
if the Flyers win the cup, are you going to the parade?
Oh, I mean, if I can guarantee I will not get COVID, yes. I'd probably still go, honestly.
Can you go to school or class or anything and guarantee you won't get COVID?
Oh, yeah, I'll go to the parade then. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Come on. I'm excited. If they ever win the cup, I'm coming down, and we're shotgunning all the beers together.
Hell yeah, I'm in. I will say, though, for the rest of the country's sake and maybe the world's sake, don't let Philly win any championships over the next year and a half. Why? Until like COVID gets squared away, because we will go. This whole country will go on lockdown so quickly if Philly wins the championship.
Tampa Bay wins the championship, and they fucking just go out to sea and party on boats.
I mean, but Florida's been open for how long?
We could do that in the river. Go to the river down by Penn's Landing,
and we could throw the Stanley Cup boat to boat.
Hell yeah! How fat? Like the thing. How heavy is that thing? Like
37 pounds.
37 pounds?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because there was a guy in the Red Wings who had a separated shoulder when they won the cup, and he said whether it was 2 pounds or 37 or 100, he said nothing would stop me from putting it over my head.
Could you imagine? But didn't someone drop the cup once?
Oh, a lot of people have.
That's hilarious.
The best is there's a policy in place after the Capitals won the cup that you're no longer allowed to do Stanley Cup keg stands
Oh,
because
bullshit. What
Ovechkin
happens
was
if you
doing
do?
Stanley Cup keg
Bullshit.
stands
What
everywhere.
happens if you do it? What happens if you do it?
I couldn't tell you.
Who's going to come
No one's
arrest
gonna
me?
know.
Arrest me, you motherfuckers. I just won the goddamn Stanley Cup. You're lucky I don't drill 8 holes in it and have all my friends chug out the fucking cup.
Bro, I'll tell you, the best like thing that ever happened to hockey was Ovechkin winning the Stanley Cup when the Capitals won a few years ago.
His run was electric.
He literally, like, his playoffs was crazy, and then his celebration, he was probably drunk from the night they won that cup until the season started.
Months.
Like 4 months straight of just being drunk.
Just an absolute booze bag.
He was in one of the fountains at the Nationals game, just like swimming in it.
I want to know, like, how long until someone comes up with you know what a bongzilla is?
Yeah.
Like a bongzilla out of the cup. Like, just things that they just poke holes in the Stanley Cup. Sorry, I got the hiccups. Jesus Christ, mid-sentence. You just poke holes in the bottom of the cup. They just pour all the beer in it, and like the whole team just bongzillas out of the cup. That's what needs to happen.
Well, whoever does it, better hope they don't plan to have a career after that, because they'll probably be banned for life.
It's like John Cena when he fucking switched the WWE Championship into the fucking spinner.
The spinny belt, and then Edge with his rated R belt.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You're just changing the trophy a little bit, and then when you fucking turn the spinny belt in, everyone wanted the spinny belt.
Yeah,
and they fucking just hold it up and they just spin the thing. It was the greatest thing ever.
That was the best in like they have wrestling games, and they put that in there because then you could, like, in your entrance you could press like R2 and like the belt would start spinning. No one spun it though, but the belt would, you walk out and the belt starts spinning. It's just spinning the entire walk down the ramp, and I'm like, that's good. I was like, that belt would have stopped spinning halfway down that ramp ago.
God, that thing had some good ball bearings in it. It was just cooking.
Never gonna stop.
So that was a good transition into wrestling.
That's our segue into how we're gonna close out this show.
Segues are fun. All right, so wrestling, old school wrestling, Attitude Era. What's your favorite? What's something like as a child? So do you watch wrestling still?
No. And it's literally just because like I don't watch anything anymore really. Like, it's just like I'll study and like podcasts and like I'll listen to that and that's it. Like, it's rather I'll sit there and watch like a TV show. I got in the Chicago PD like when quarantine started. And I really enjoyed that. But like, aside from that, I can't tell you the last like TV show I've watched.
Greg, we get it. You have a great relationship with your dad. You don't need to start fucking watching all the fucking Chicago PD, Chicago FD, Chicago EMT, all this fucking.
Well, it's just PD. I think.
Okay, sure it is. What about the crossovers?
They do have. Well, yeah, they do.
They sure do. Oh man, you're hooked. You're full blown dad already.
I've been a dad for years.
You're full-blown dad.
I mean, I'll tell you what, I did go back and watch. So WWE on the YouTube, it just like, because they don't care anymore because they have like the network and everything. So like, yeah, we're putting everything on our product. Like, so on their YouTube, they put up the Royal Rumble from last year. And that was when Edge came back for the first time in almost a decade after he had his spinal fusion surgery.
Right.
And I watched it. And I thought he won because all the hype was about him coming back. He didn't win. He was like eliminated like 3 or 4. And I'm watching it. I'm like, wow, he got eliminated. I thought he won. Mm-hmm. So it was a shock to me. But I'm going to talk about that real quick and we'll go into what we're actually going to talk about. But Brock Lesnar, like, I think was the champion. Or no. Brock Lesnar said he was coming in first. Like, no one's ever been like, I'm coming in first because I want to come in first. Mm-hmm. And it was literally just him tossing out wrestlers for like the first 15, like he had like 13 eliminations and it was just him in the ring for like each one. And then MVP came back and he comes back, and the best part was it was like Brock just like being Brock at that point. Mm-hmm. And just like you forget that he's a person and he's in the ring dancing like to MVP's theme song. And the one commentator just like, Lesnar is dancing. He's like the beast is in the middle of the ring, dancing. It was like something like it was like so goofy like that, and then like eventually got eliminated, and like that set up a whole like rivalry thing. But It was great. Like I don't watch it like now, but I know it's like getting more technical with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's actually like wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's still like it's still a reality show
Right.
in theory. That's just live.
Sports entertainment.
Yeah, it's still definitely entertainment, but like they're actually like you get like more of the technical guys in there now, and it's like okay, these guys are good like entertainers, but they can also like they have background in wrestling now.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching that Instagram post that I sent to you. It's like all these like flashback WWE things, which actually brought this topic up. But it was Santino. Santino. he comes. There's two Santino videos of the Royal Rumble, and the one he has the fastest elimination. He comes running down. He's so excited. He's like, "This is my first Royal Rumble." He goes sliding under the fucking bottom rope, gets up, and immediately, I think it's a Big Show or Kane immediately just clotheslines him and puts him over the rope.
I wasn't ready.
And then the other one, who's the gold shorts guy? He's a newer age wrestler.
Gold shorts guy.
Yeah, he's got the gold wrestler undie things. I don't know what the fuck they're called.
Not Gold Dust.
No, not Gold Dust. No, Gold Dust. I don't fucking know his name.
I don't know. It could be a lot of people.
Could it? I don't think it could.
Not fair.
Anyway, he comes walking in and he's like, his arms are up and he's like, yeah, like I won. And the refs are like looking around and like, this motherfucker didn't win. And fucking Santino like comes crawling in, like underneath the ropes, and like all the refs are like, oh, he didn't go over the top rope. He went under like the middle rope or something.
There's always that one. He went under the middle rope. He's not out. He's gonna hang on the side.
So he comes sneaking back in, and he does this little cobra thing where like he like slaps his arm and he flexes and he slaps his wrist and his wrist flexes, and he comes up behind him and just fucking jabs him in the throat. And he knocks it down and he picks him up and he starts to go throw him, but the guy who's I can't think of his goddamn name, goes to go throw him out. He puts the brakes on and goes flying over.
Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, him. There we are.
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio.
That's how he won the Rumble.
Yeah. Puts the brakes on and Santino goes fucking flying over. He's a fucking goofball.
And he's like, apparently now he's like one of their coaches, like in their development program. Like
Santino?
Yeah, because apparently like he could wrestle, but they were just like, no, you know what? They were like, we're gonna bring you in as this Italian fan, who knows nothing about whatever and has a terrible fake Italian accent. Actually, I don't even know like if he's from Italy. I feel like he is probably, but they gotta ham it up.
The unibrow is too real.
Oh yeah, they gotta ham it up though for him. And he comes in and he beats Umaga, who was a powerhouse, and he wins the title like this random fan because Bobby Lashley just came in, like ran interference for him, and it's like, but they took him like as like a guy that could have been something, made him into like a sideshow act with the Cobra, which was still hilarious. But now they're like, you actually are pretty good. You're gonna be like, you'd be like one of our coaches now. You're gonna be talent guy. Like, cool, good for him.
Man, Umaga and Bobby Lashley were two big
powerhouses,
big motherfuckers. Bobby Lashley was sculpted from the gods.
Oh yeah, he still is.
Yeah,
he's still wrestling.
But like, didn't he like? What did he do? Did he quit wrestling and then come back, or what?
He left. He left WWE, went to TNA, and like ran TNA for a bit, and then came back.
Gotcha.
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
Umaga was the same thing. He was. No, am I thinking?
No,
yeah.
Umaga passed away.
Oh.
In like 2009.
Umaga died?
Or it was 2011, I think he died. Yeah.
Like real died?
Like real died.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How?
I think. Oh, I don't know.
I
want to say it was something heart related.
It wasn't like a Chris Benoit, like.
No.
Triple murder suicide.
No, God,
no. Amanda would like to announce to the podcast that she has officially got her wedding dress.
Hey!
Hey! Snaps for her.
Snaps.
It's just Greg.
Where's everybody else?
Nick is. We went over this in the podcast already. Nick. So I'm talking to Amanda, or everyone listening, my fiance, she's beautiful, she's perfect. She don't cry.
Okay.
Nick died. We think hasn't responded to a text, and Drew lives in Texas, so we don't. Amanda just goes, I hope Nick ate a peanut.
No, we didn't.
Oh, didn't. Hope Nick didn't.
I'd hope Nick is. Yeah, I don't.
Said that she didn't actually say that, but I'm pretty sure she did.
We never know with Amanda.
That went from like super savage to like. Anyway.
Yeah, she went from crying to being like,
Yeah.
I hope you got a
savage
reaction.
Yeah, I hope Nick's actually having anaphylactic shock right now. That's how that went. So yeah, the lady got her wedding dress. So
Nice.
only a year and 8 months to go.
A year and 6 COVIDs away.
Yep. So, but yeah, then she started asking. That's why we just had a recap, because she clearly doesn't listen to me yelling in the other room. So
yeah.
All right. So going back to WWE, what was one of your favorite? Do you have any like memories that stick out to you, like fucking when you think of wrestling? This is what you think of.
Yeah. So there's one that always comes to mind, and I think it's my first wrestling memory.
Okay.
And it still is hands down the best return. And I will, until I die, best return ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like a surprise return either. It was like, it's an announced return.
Right.
Like you knew it was going to happen. It was Triple H coming back, I think, in 2002 with, I think he tore his quads. I think it was the first time he tore his quads. Maybe the second. I don't remember. I don't remember which. It's happened like 4 times now.
Yeah.
But it was electric. Like, I remember him coming out like jacked. Like, he was huge. And comes out looking jacked in a jean jacket. Do you know how hard that is to do?
No, but yes.
But he comes out like fans are going nuts. Like the lights are, flashing everywhere. He's doing his water spit thing, like, and he's just coming out yelling at everyone, just yelling stuff. Don't know what he's yelling. He's just yelling, and just electric. I was like, yo, that is my guy. Like, all-time favorite wrestler is Triple H. He's the reason I got into like actually like starting to lift weights. It was because of him.
Triple H is why you lift weights?
Yeah.
Is that why you grew your hair out long too?
No.
Oh.
But that was a running joke Dessler and I had when I first grew my hair out. He was like, before you cut it, you have to do the Triple H entrance.
Shout out Dessler.
Shout out Des. D-Sizzle.
D-Sizz.
But, yeah. No, I mean, that's like a good side. That's like a good, like, I guess, whatever factor that came with the hair. I was like, yeah, Triple H. Too bad I am, like, 1/100th the size of Triple H.
Yeah, no, he's so big.
And he still is.
Vince McMahon is huge, too.
I actually, before we started this, I was on YouTube, and it came up, it said, Vince McMahon jumps 10 feet to show Rob Gronk, or it was like, whatever it was, and he was trying to show Gronk, who was scared that
how to take a fall.
Yeah. He's like, I'll just show you. And the one, like, you hear in the background, it's like Kevin Owens, like, he won't ask you to do anything, like, he wouldn't do. And he's like, I'll just do it. And this is what you got to do. And he just jumps 10 feet. I'm like, yo, I was like, he definitely, like, showed Shane McMahon how to jump off the Hell in a Cell.
Off the Hell, yeah. Although Shane McMahon is a fucking maniac, too. He jumped off the Hell in a Cell. He jumped off the fucking balcony thing that, like, went over the entrance into the fucking lights. That dude's a maniac.
Bro, and 2016, it's him versus Undertaker in like a Hell in a Cell match, and wouldn't you know it?
Of course, he's gonna jump.
Whoever he fought, he gets thrown off the cell. I'm like
why wouldn't he?
Whatever.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he jump off the cell?
It was great. I remember telling Anthony when I came in the work next day, I was like, dude, Shane McMahon was back, and he'd jump off Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. Like, age does not play a factor in the McMahon family.
No, you do it for. You do it for the business. Like, even like Stephanie McMahon was like taking like RKOs and stunners for a while.
Yeah. Do you remember? Was it? Randy Orton came in, and he punted. Who'd he punt?
Vince or Shane? He punted Vince, Shane, and Triple H, all different times.
Yeah, and then so Stephanie McMahon is like on the ground, like, oh god, like giving the whole like cry, like you just punted my brother or whoever it was that he punted at the time. And Triple H, and then like she like looks up and like starts pushing Randy Orton and is like, why did you do that? And like Randy Orton RKO's the fuck out of her. And it's like, holy shit. And then Triple H comes running in and like they come running out. And that was like the deranged years of Randy Orton.
Yeah, when he
Or
had
like,
the voice in his head.
yeah. I hear voices in my head, they talk to me. That fucking entrance was electric too.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he was a terrible person then. The way the WWE scripts fucking the ebbs and flows of characters to be like the most hated to like the most adored to back to the most hated is electric. Like going back to the things that like I think about, the Rey Mysterio Batista tag team when they were like best friends. And like it's awesome because Batista's like what 6'4", 240, just benches houses for fun type of thing. And then Rey Mysterio's this luchador, like 6. He's probably 6 foot, but like
Ray is not that.
Yeah, everyone else is just so much. Yeah, he's just so much smaller. He's just so tiny. And like they were an awesome tag team. And fucking Batista joins that the stable of like Triple H and Randy Orton.
Orton and Flair. Evolution.
Yeah. And he just Batista bombs Rey Mysterio like 6 times in the match, in like a tag team match where he's his own tag team. I was like, oh, no, Batista.
Not Batista. No, not Ray.
And immediately I was like, oh, these two are the best. And Batista's the worst personal match.
And that was what? That was like early 2000s. So we're like 8 or 9, and like 9-year-olds is like, I'm gonna get you, Batista.
I just see Batista bombing Rey Mysterio 12 times. By God, with God as my mercy, Rey Mysterio was broken in half.
Oh, that was good times.
Fuck. Something
so was
else
that your moment?
One of them that always sticks. The other one is pretty much anything with Eddie Guerrero. Loved Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, the trick the ref moments, or like when he tricks the other player, like the mind games that Eddie Guerrero played were always so funny to me.
Lie, cheat, steal. That was his thing.
Like the way it feels. Like Latino heat. What's up? Hey. Hey.
Gerard is dancing now. You can't see it. If we can get the video, I will try to clip that.
But I remember Kurt Angle put him in the ankle lock like 6 times. And Eddie Guerrero's like, he kicks out and he gets out of the ankle lock and he goes running away and he starts untying his boot.
Yes.
He's untying his boot. He's like, my ankle, like it hurts so bad. Like he's trying to untie it because like it hurts so bad. And Kurt Angle sees this and he's like, oh, like fucking that ankle is mine. Like he starts salivating. He sees his ankle's hurting. So he goes running up, Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck, by the way. Goes up, grabs the ankle, starts twisting on the ankle, and now his boot's too loose, so he just rolls through it and puts him in a pin, on a roll through pin, and pins him. And then he just runs away holding his boot. It's just
it was peak Eddie Guerrero.
And then the chair gag where he'd hit himself in the head with the chair and toss the chair and be like, oh god, and the ref would like be turning around after getting DDT'd somehow. The ref would be like, oh, you clearly hit him, ring the bell.
He's like, you did that. The other guy said, I'm like, what?
He's like, I just caught the chair though, but oh man.
In terms of wrestlers, like when you say like anything Eddie did, for me, it's anything from like, I think anything from like 2014 on, or 2012, whatever it was, of Chris Jericho. Like, the man at one point in like 2016, because they weren't giving him much to work with. They were like, yo, here's a pen and paper and clipboard. This man got the click of a pen over with the crowd. when he was in his list phase, like,
Yeah.
it's who's on the list this week, this, that, or the other. And he would stand there and he'd say, Rey Mysterio, I don't know if it was one of them. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
he's like, you know what that means? You know what you are? You know what that means? And he'd stand there, pull his hand up high, hand in hand, and everyone's quiet, and he'd click it, and he'd yell, "You just made the list," and the whole stadium just explodes. Like, this man got to click it with pen over.
Who do you think has the most electrifying like entrance when it comes to like that crowd pop? Like when
It's got to be Stone Cold. Like, glass shatters, everyone goes wild.
Is it Stone Cold or is it "If there's a man with the rock"? Or when all the fucking lights go out and just dong. Granted, like he's been wrestling for a while, so he didn't have like a great comeback, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, see, now the Stone Cold one, again, it's biased because we've talked about this moment before. But it's for me, it's like whenever I think of the loudest pop aside from the Triple H one, it's Stone Cold coming back when is it WCW versus WWE, or it's like Team Alliance versus whatever, and it's literally like the whole locker room getting beat up by everyone, and Austin's coming in with a pool cue, gets out of his truck and just starts beating. He's just beating the entire like WCW roster with a pool cue by himself, and maybe it's just like you watch it and you hear his glass shatter, the crowd goes nuts, and he's screaming that Austin's walking and talking down to the ring, and JR's just losing his mind.
He's doing that fucking like high arm strut, head bobble. It's like, I'm the motherfucker.
He's talking shit to everyone in the ring, even though he knows no one can hear a thing that's happening right now except for the crowd going nuts. And JR's losing his shit. I was like, incredible.
I would love to be. I feel as if I'm running the WWE and I know like Austin is coming back or something, and like I'm like, all right, Austin is gonna. I know it's all scripted, so like it kind of ruins this part, but tell two people like go in. There's gonna be a surprise. React to the surprise. And like they're fighting, and then just the glass shatters, just to see like the react, because like the crowd erupting is gonna be like would scare me almost. Yeah. Like the crowd noise would actually probably scare me. Like they say, like there's this video of what's his name he was on the Vikings. He got traded to the Bills. Stephon Diggs in the Minneapolis Miracle.
Mm.
They have this video on the sideline of him you can hear light cheering. You could hear like the play happening, and like you could hear like the contact happening like during the play. And he catches the ball and the tackle's missed, and the crowd level literally blows out the speaker on this iPhone. Just blows it out. Like it's so loud on this like iPhone.
I looked that up. That's crazy.
It's such a loud noise, and like you think to yourself, you're like you've been to loud places before. Like I've been to Lincoln Financial Field. I've been to Happy Valley, Penn State. Like I've been to loud places before. Being in the middle of all that loud noise though would have to be so terrifying.
Now imagine you're the one that's causing that noise.
Yeah.
That's gotta feel electric.
Like your blood just needs to just flow. Like like what do you do? Like how do you do being able to do that would be electrifying.
Oh, incredible.
I just imagine the guy who's like in charge of like the button, who's like just like, I'm gonna make 60,000 people lose their fucking shit. 3, 2, wait, hit, fucking this whole crowd blows up.
The worst is when like it's great when WWE gets it right, or like any wrestling gets it right, and it's always the worst when they get it wrong. Because in the 2016 Rumble, I think it was 2016 Rumble, AJ Styles left New Japan or TNA or whatever, and like he was the hot one, and like everyone knew he was coming to the WWE at some point, and they're like, we're gonna have him come back at the Rumble, and they have him come in like third or fourth or whatever, or it's like probably like early on in the Rumble, because they're like, let's get him in early, like showcase of whatever. And at this point in time, Roman Reigns is the one that everyone hates. Like no one wants him to like do anything, and his music hits, and Michael Cole first off ruins it because he's like, is it? Can it be? And he's just like, being stupid, like like the worst commentary you could give. And instead of them panning to AJ Styles coming out like from the back, like doing his entrance, they just zoomed in on Roman Reigns' face, looking up at the board, seeing that it said AJ Styles, and he's just staring there blank face, like. And they focused on that, and like they missed half of his entrance coming out. And I'm like, you ruined what was gonna be your big thing for this pay-per-view, and you just ruined it.
Stooges.
It's like, yo, Roman Reigns in shock, like disbelief, and Michael Cole yelling, "Can it be?" And I'm like, you ruined that moment.
It could be. Is it? Oh
wait, does the board say AJ Styles? Does his Titantron entrance say AJ or Phenomenal or whatever on there? Like everyone knows who's the phenomenal one.
I am phenomenal. Yeah. There's always those bluffs. There's the one where Batista and Booker T are like getting at it. They're like face to face at each other, and Booker T's like, "And you're gonna have to go against King Booker." And Batista's just like trying not so hard not to laugh. Like he actually like cracks a smile, and Booker T like, it's like, "Oh no, don't, you can't laugh during this."
Yeah. Don't laugh.
When it's like shit like that, I love it.
Oh, wait. I don't know if I said this in our one group chat or not, but have you ever seen the Scott Steiner math promo he did on TNA?
I vaguely remember it.
I don't think I can play it on here. Let me see if I can play it. Because let me see if I can get it up.
You could probably just share a screen.
Let me do that. Oh, you disabled it.
No, hang on.
All right, you figure that out.
All right, you're good.
You got it? All right, because I got to play this because this is incredible. This is one of the wildest things I've ever heard. Hold on, I moved from the mic. But it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious because I just think of it every time I hear in the mix, and you'll see why in a second.
Who's your favorite stable?
DX.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah. All right, we can talk about that after this video.
Yeah, it's got to be DX. All right. Is it showing up? It's not showing.
Yep.
Can you see it now?
Yeah. Nope.
Right, cool.
Nice. Surgical versus.
Yeah. Okay. No, you don't.
Did you fail?
Fail.
Was that a failing grade? I'm kidding.
Oh no, that's the Pedro score for the paper articles I'm looking up. All right. Oh, hold on. I gotta make sure I'm sharing audio. Hold on. I'm really terrible working share screen.
Oh, you unshared screen.
No, hold on. Share computer sound. There we go.
Please leave all this in. Let people listen to the struggle right now.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, been ready. Wait
here. Let me know if you can hear it.
Scott Steiner, it's going to be a three-way for the TNA heavyweight title at Sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 2/3%. I got a 141 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you...
The best is like he's trying so hard to like crush that, and he's just like the girl's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Like, and dude, go look at this video, and then just look at like the comments. Like this, like I failed a math test because I forgot to add Kurt Angle to the mix. And so, someone's like, there was one comment where they're like, "I'm actually a little annoyed that he got the math right." They were like, "He did all this and he got the math right."
I mean, the math is right, but it's wrong. You know,
Right? Like he added everything right.
Yeah.
But like,
I think there's even subtraction in there that he got right.
There was some subtraction that he got too, but when he got the whole like, when I heard him say, "I got a 66% chance or whatever percent chance to his 33% because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me," I was like, "I'm dying. This is good."
What's up?
No, I was every time that I was in lab last week and I said, I was like, we were talking about stuff we were gonna do for our practical or whatever, and I was like, we're gonna have to add this to the mix too, and I said it, and I started like, thank God we had masks on because I started cracking up to myself solely because I said in the mix, and I started picturing Scott Steiner talking about the mix and Kurt Angle not getting added to the mix, and I was like, this is so funny, but no one else is gonna get it.
Good times.
Good times.
Reminds me of Yogi Berra. The baseball's 90% physical. The other half is mental. That math is wrong, but it kind of same thing, same concept.
90% physical. That's good. It's basically the same thing. No, he's not far off from Scott Steiner.
No, I mean, no, they're the same person basically.
There's another one I'm going to send you, and it's just someone did it like where it like just did it in like text on the screen.
Yeah,
and it's even funnier to look at it that way.
The math that he went through that quick. How many times do you think he like said that in the mirror? You think, or you think he just knows that math like that?
He's either Rain Man, or he was straight up like, "I'm gonna practice this."
Yeah, he had to practice it.
The best the whole time though was his tag partner.
His boy just counting on his fingers, just like 82. Carry the 6.
He's like, "Nah, forget it. I don't know."
Kurt Angle's a 61 plus 8.
The best was Samoa Joe won that match.
Yeah. Well, Samoa Joe had what, an 8% chance, and he made it happen.
8% chance, and he was like 8% compared to
142%.
100, which does it add up? What was he adding up to? 150%?
You know, always give 150% at everything you do.
Yeah, more than mathematically possible. If you can give it, you give it.
But going back to favorite stables, DX.
Oh, yeah. DX.
Absolutely electric.
DX for sure.
So my family, everyone has like the drunk uncle in their family, right?
Yeah.
I aspire that to be me in like 10 years. But so my drunk uncle in my family, every time we're having like a big family party in the backyard type of thing. Now my family is huge. Like both parents have 8 and 9 siblings. Like my family's large.
Oh, shout out Chris.
Shout out Chris Chopkins. He's so other side of the family, not that side.
Well, still shout out Chopkins.
We call him Uncle Suck It for a reason, because he gets a few beers in him, and he starts going around. And he's like,
crotch chopping everyone.
He's crotch chopping everyone. He's just fucking crotch chopping the shit out of everyone, and then he'll cut a promo for Billy Badass and who's it? Guns?
Road Dogg.
Billy
Gunn and Road Dogg.
And he's the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass, Billy Gunn. And if you ain't down with that, I got 2 words for you. And then his wife would shoot him a look, because there's kids around, like there's like 8, 9-year-old kids around, and shoot him a look, and he'd just go from 2 words, Merry Christmas. But every now and then, if the wife isn't around to give him that quick quick shot to him, he'll drop the suck it, and then everyone turns around and is like, hell yeah, brother.
When you said the wife shoots him a look, I was hoping you were gonna be like, she's gonna look and be like,
no, it's more of a, there's children around. We're at church. Do not yell suck it.
oh, come on. You see, that's the difference between this generation kids and our generation. We were kids. Like, that's what we grew up on. We grew up on hearing guys yell suck it and crotch chop
and shit. But so that was the Billy Gunn and Road Dogg DX. The Triple H and HBK, Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. That DX was the DX I grew up on.
Well, they were all DX.
I know, but like Triple H and HBK were not fucking around with Snow, and like they weren't all together at the same time, really.
That's true.
At least the second time when they grew apart and then they come back. The whole fucking story thing happens. There's like 8 years in between the first DX where like Shawn Michaels has the backwards fucking poor boy hat on, like that DX, and then they come back with the whole thing.
I mean, well, the best DX is when he super kicked Stan.
Stan didn't deserve that. He just stand there, just yelling, and just fucking.
Stan sold it like a champ, though.
Oh, Stan, one of the best super kick sells ever.
Papers flying like.
We gotta see if we can clip that and put it into the IG story.
I can probably make that happen. That I could probably do.
Just Stan didn't deserve that.
I just kicked Stan.
But HBK being able to hit that sweet chin music from full conversation, like
less than a few feet away.
Less than a few feet away, to be able to just hit that was unbelievable. So incredible.
It was good stuff.
Good times. DX just spray painting fucking DX all over everything. The back walls of arenas.
Do you remember when they were feuding with the McMahons, and they came out and Triple H was dressed as Vince, Shawn was dressed as Shane, and Vince is Triple H is talking as Vince in the ring, like, you know, he's impersonating him, like it's nailed, like voice and all. And the entire time, Shawn's Shane just running around him in the ring, and he's like, "Shut up!" And he like just falls down.
I could watch highlights of DX for days.
They were comedic gold. They still are when they get.
They still are when they get together. Absolutely.
That was good.
Just good times.
I miss watching like wrestling as a kid.
That's the thing. Like I haven't watched it since. Fuck, I don't know. Trying to think what the last match like I actually watched was that like I actually cared about. Probably 10 years ago. Like a long time ago.
Yeah, mine was probably like 3 years ago. Like 2018 sometime.
It was probably before Batista was a movie star, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. We're using that term lightly, right?
Yeah, very lightly. Tajiri, oh my god, I'm just scrolling through this Instagram page. Tajiri. Let's end on this. Let's end on this. Who's the most obscure wrestler that you could think of that just disappeared off the face of the earth?
Oh god,
I'm going with Tajiri with the green mist.
You're going Tajiri green mist,
especially because of COVID. Can you imagine just spitting like that? Still being a part of today's wrestling, just spitting in people's face.
Okay, we're gonna get to the most obscure one in a second, but can we talk about you saying that Carlito? Do you remember Carlito?
That I spit in the face of people who did not want
back at this Rumble.
Did he really?
And he did not spit an apple at someone.
Did he have an apple at least?
He did have an apple. Oh, he had. I'll tell you what, he looks jacked too.
He used to be like a little fat, a little chubby.
Yeah, no, Carlito hit the gym.
That's good. Good for him.
All right, most obscure.
The Boogeyman.
He came back. He was back a few years ago. Hurricane came back this year at the Rumble too.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
I was gonna say him, but he was back recently, so I can't say Hurricane.
The Boogeyman was he eating worms?
Yeah, but this is like 2 years ago.
Was he eating worms 2 years ago?
Oh, of course.
That was disgusting. That part always Fucking looked like Flavor Flav with a big ass fucking clock. He just fucking bashed off his head.
Yeah, that was such a weird character.
Yeah.
All right, let's who's obscure? You went him. That's a good one, by the way.
Yeah, I like to think so.
This is so hard.
While Greg's thinking, you listening, feel free to reply when we post this Instagram post and you guys listen to it. Feel free to come back to this Instagram post and tell us who the most obscure wrestler that you can think of or your favorite moments as a wrestler.
How many
Wrestler fan
are going to make it this far?
No, you're absolutely not. But if you did because you like just bullshit instead of interviews and stuff, maybe they are. Maybe they like wrestling.
All right, I think I got one. What do you think about Scotty Too Hottie?
Scotty Too Hottie with the worm. With the worm.
He's actually a coach for WWE too now.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess he's not that obscure, but Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie doing the worm. And what was his other? He had two moves. What was his other finisher?
I just remember the worm.
Where he'd do the one leg hop.
Yeah, that was part of the worm. That led into the worm.
Yeah. The fucking the worm setup was 6 minutes longer than it should have been.
Yo, and the thing is, it rarely got interfered with.
No, he just fucking hop. 4 more hops coming, hop. and then 6 fucking revolutions of the worm. And then he gets up and he does like the rock where he's like, whoa, throws his arms left and right, and then he fucking just drops a 5-knuckle shuffle straight to the face.
All right. Here's what we're gonna end it on. What is the worst signature finishing move?
Santino needs to be clipped there. The fucking Cobra strike. The worst finisher.
Finisher, signature, like whatever their special.
Hulk Hogan's leg drop is lame as fuck.
Bro, everyone hates him leg drop. I'm a big leg drop guy.
The leg drop is so fucking lame. Who does that hurt? You could do that to your fucking baby cousin and you're not going to have any issues.
All right, well, you're not going to like the one I'm going to pick then. This is going to be so unpopular because of how popular it is.
5-knuckle shuffle?
People's elbow.
At least the people's elbow, like you could drive it into their chest. I'm with you. It's not a good one.
It's electrifying.
The showmanship, the fucking you pull the fucking arm off the armband off, so you got the bare elbow. And throw it into the crowd, get the crowd going.
Who didn't try to do a makeshift elbow or elbow pad on their elbow as a kid and throw it off?
Every single person listening to this show right now, i.e. me and you, have done that.
Yeah.
And then if they kicked out of it and he had to do it again, the other one's coming off.
Oh yeah. And then if it got to the point they didn't drop 3 of them, he didn't throw anything. He just crossed his arms, shot across, and then back and forth.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. The people's elbow, not very effective. Not as effective as it's played out.
No.
But electrifying. But same as the leg drop. The leg drop, at least, like you can't. I don't know. Or the people's elbow, you could at least drive that into their sternum a little bit, hit them with the elbow. But like the leg drop, it was always landing, like the bend of the knee was landing on their chest. It's not.
I tell you what, that was the other one though. That had the build up. You knew it was coming when you start hitting Hogan and he blocks your punch. You just point and he's like, "You,
brother."
Words falling out as he points to you.
What you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania comes running wild on you? Good times. And he drops the fucking big leg. And that's the big leg where he just like ever so slowly just like lifts his leg up and the guy just runs into his foot.
That's classic.
Good.
That's classic.
But worst one would probably, or like worst by like the DDTs and like tombstones or anything off the top rope had to have actually hurt.
Oh yeah.
Like
Jeff Hardy's Swanton Bomb.
Yeah, like that Swanton Bomb like actually was a good finisher because it for sure hurt.
You know what I'm thinking of now? I'm thinking of when Edge speared Hardy
off
off from the
ladder.
ladder, off the titles.
Oh my
You're so
god!
good.
I just thought of this one's a good one. This one's a good one. I'm proud that my brain just thought of this one. Stink face. Rikishi, stink face.
There, that's dude. He was great.
How did that? Who signed up for that?
Who signed up to receive it, or who signed up and was like, "Yo, this is gonna be your signature move. You're gonna take your ass, just rub it in their face."
Who signed up to receive it? Why?
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Just and then JR and Lawler like on the sides, like, whoa, he's got a little brown in his nose, just losing it.
The same joke every time. The same poop joke every time.
Same joke every time, and it hits every time.
That's classic. That was a good one. Yeah, man, that was fun.
Good brain. Good brain.
As a kid, that was fun.
Good times. All right. That's all I got. I'm about done with this podcast. How about yourself?
Dude, I got to say one more thing. Santino Marella, Canadian.
Canadian?
Yeah.
Hey. Is his name actually Santino?
I just pulled it up. Where'd it go? I mean, I don't know. Everything's a lie.
Dex, don't look at me like that. Dex
Anthony Corelli.
Anthony Corelli?
Yeah.
So his name's
Anthony's Italian.
His name's more Italian.
Yeah, honestly, it is. It's more legit Italian.
Yeah.
That's great.
Whatever.
Yeah, Mississauga, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Eh? What part of Canada does it say?
Mississauga, which is I think it's Ontario.
Oh, Ontario. Hey, that's the French-speaking part, ain't it? Or no, that's Quebec. Yeah.
And Montreal.
Yeah, go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
Mississauga's Ontario.
Yeah, we'll pretend that I knew that. This has been Last Call Kinda. I'm your host, Gerard Morgan. Make sure you go to fnxfit.com, use promo code LastCall15 to get 15% off our promo. You get products at discount, we get money. It's a win-win situation. Hopefully, Drew and Nick will be back on next time if you guys want them on. If you don't want them on, just PM the pod. PM us and we'll kick them out.
They won't message us because I doubt they made it this far.
Also true.
Many obscure references to wrestling. This last like 40 minutes was just for us.
We said that in the beginning. This is going to be the two of us riffing for about an hour, a little bit over an hour, and that's exactly
an hour 20 minutes in.
An hour 20 minutes. We're still riffing.
I may just post this as is. I don't know if there's anything I have to edit out.
There's not much. Listen to it back on like 3x speed. Anyway, sorry. Again, this has been the last call part of our the kind of part of our last call. This has been Last Call Kinda. I'm your host, Gerard Morgan. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, to be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't, pretend you never fucking listened to us. Just don't tell anyone.
If you didn't like it, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it!